got a tiger by the tail, it's plain to see.
I believe I've got my next guest on the air with me now. John, are you there?
I am here.
How you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing good. How you doing?
Great, man. I've got John Reinke on the line. John was featured on the docu-series The Tiger King. I'm really excited to talk to you, to be honest. I've got lots of questions. I even opened up some questions from some of my listeners, and I figured we could just kind of go down the line, and then we'll get to talking about Beaus Extravaganza at the end of the interview. How's that?
Yeah, no problem.
How did you first get started working with exotic animals?
Hey, you know what? I just ran across it one day on vacation, and I enjoyed the place so much, I just kept going back. I just started volunteering and donating, and ended up becoming more than I expected.
And that was the GW Zoo in Oklahoma?
It was.
Okay, you might remember him, folks. John is the guy that had both legs amputated and has prosthetics, but still managed. It looked like you were running circles around everybody else.
Normally I do every day.
Very impressive. You met Joe there at the zoo and just said, hey, man, how about a job?
No, actually, when I met him, I wanted to donate something and didn't know what to do. So I asked him what he needed most of all, and there was a grizzly bear that needed a water tank. So I bought him a water tank. And when I bought him that water tank, I come back the next weekend, the weekend after that, and the staff actually just started respecting me. You know, they just kind of, because I'm not your normal guy. I do know I know mechanics. I know a little bit of everything. But I did not know exotics. And the staff helped me learn. Joe helped me learn. But all in all, Joe had a manager, and he quit in the middle of the night, took all the tools, took all the money, just left Joe hanging while he was out of town one day. So he called me to ask to cover a few things, and I told him I could do it. And he said, just cover it until I can get back and get somebody hired. But he never hired nobody.
How many years were you there?
14 years.
14 years. Wow.
Yeah.
So did you always have a passion for animals and working with animals?
I've always loved animals. Animals is always, but just dogs and stuff. But I actually had my own monkey. My sister-in-law bought a monkey on the internet back in the day, and she found out that she was allergic to it. She couldn't keep it. So I took over that monkey and started raising that monkey, and that's about the only exotics that I even knew anything about. So, turned in from from dogs, monkeys, to lions, tigers, and bears.
And so you eventually became the manager of the zoo.
I did.
What all were your duties? What did you do as manager?
I did everything except the finance part. Joe did all the finance part. He didn't want anybody involved in none of that, so he did all that. I took care of the staff. I took care of the animals. I took care of the mechanics. If something broke down, I had to fix it. If feeding animals, if the staff member didn't show up, I had to do their job, stuff like that.
So you were basically the MacGyver of the place.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
When I did some research, not just for the show here, but because I was just fascinated with the documentary, so I kept Googling and looking on YouTube I wanted more. I wanted to know everything I could about what y'all were doing there. The zoo was very popular already. I think Shaq had done something there. I saw other small documentaries. Even like a high schooler came and did like a student project and did an interview there. So when did you realize that this was going to be something different? When did it dawn on you like, oh my God, this is becoming huge, and the nation had Tiger King fever?
When Tiger King come out, I didn't get to see it. I didn't get to preview it until you got to see it. When you seen it, I seen it. And I just thought it was just another run-of-the-mill documentary that Joe filmed every day at the zoo.
Right.
And I didn't think it'd go anywhere. I didn't think anything would become of it.
So when you saw it for the first time, what was your initial reaction?
Well, when I first watched it, I wanted to make sure that I come out looking normal. But they did a real good job portraying everybody in the show. A lot of them are fighting, saying, no, it's not true. I don't look like that. They all look like that. Every one of them fit to the T, except for Joe. They kind of toned Joe down a little bit.
What?
Yeah, believe it or not, yeah.
So you felt like it was a pretty truthful documentary?
Yeah, I mean, everything was, it's probably 90% truth. They did have some theatrics on some of it, but most of it was all true. And I was just flabbergasted that it took off as bad as it did, or as big as it did, I guess.
Yeah. What were you okay with how you came across?
I am. I'm very happy with the way I come across. I'm the only normal one in the whole show.
And it was just, there was nothing normal about you, but you seemed like you were a good person.
Yeah,
And nothing against anyone else on the show, but you really came across as like one of the most endearing members of the cast, anyway.
Yeah. That was my whole goal. I wanted to make sure I wasn't, how do you say it, not get in trouble. I wasn't Jeff or Alan.
So lots of crazy things happened in the documentary, tragedies and funny things, and we could talk about his music all day long. What's one of your fondest memories of working there?
If you get on YouTube and look me up and look up Bone Digger Lion, that was my personal lion at the zoo. Mm-hmm. And, if I was having a bad day, I could go climb in that cage with that lion, and my day would get a whole lot better.
What is that like? What is it like actually getting in a cage with an animal that if it wanted to eat you, let's be blunt. I mean, there's not a whole lot you can do to stop it.
There's not. I mean, you got to have the attitude when you deal with big cats and bears and stuff like that. You got to have the attitude like, hey, this could go ugly today, anytime. And expect that. And then, if you expect that, everything's going to be just fine. They're going to respect you. You can't be scared.
They really can't smell fear.
They can, yeah. They know when something's not right, yeah.
So since the documentary came out, and I don't know how many millions of people watched it or how many times, I'll still pop it on today and just watch a few episodes just because I still find it very interesting. What kind of effect has it had on you personally? Folks recognize you when you go to the gas station?
Yeah. You can't go to Walmart. You can't go to the grocery store. I live in just a little town, but we have a bigger town just south of us, and I can't go out to eat or nothing. I usually have to take selfies and stuff like that. But, everybody's been pretty respectful. They'll wait till I'm done eating to ask me for a selfie or something like that, and nobody's just been out of the way obnoxious yet.
So it's been a positive?
It has been positive. It's kind of humbling, I guess. I don't know. I don't think I'm a star, but everybody seems to treat me like one and act like I am. I don't know.
Well, enjoy it while it lasts. I really do think you deserve to be recognized for what you do. I'm a huge animal lover. The documentary aside, you spent your days working with animals who really needed a caring person there. So
yeah.
I thank you for doing that.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's real rewarding. I mean, when you see a cat that comes in that's malnourished or something like that, and you save it and bring it back and it respects you, it's pretty rewarding.
And it's got to be a daunting task. The amount of food that y'all had to, and there's a lot of people that, can criticize and point fingers and blame folks and stuff, but it really looked like y'all were doing everything you could. And compared to some other places, I'm not going to mention any. Carol Baskin, her little cages, and she's up there on her high horse, and it really didn't look like her animals were in any better condition than yours.
There wasn't, and they actually, if she had my inspectors down there every month, there's no way they would allow her to go on the way she is. I've been to her place twice, and I'm sure she knows that by now, but her cages were just write-ups waiting to happen. We would get in trouble if we had cages that looked like hers.
Well, I guess a couple of the big questions. First of all, were you and Joe friends?
Yeah, definitely.
It was a friendship, not just a working relationship.
Yeah, I actually lived in Joe's house. I had my own room when I first started there, just so he could, because he was always gone. So somebody had to take care of the animals at his house. So I'd stayed at his house 10 years before I got my own place and moved out. When he married Travis and had John, that's when I moved out and give them their space because they needed it.
Yeah, that was a good call. I would have done the same thing. What do you think? The big question. Joe, guilty or innocent?
Joe's innocent. No, he's not innocent, but he's not as guilty as everybody's making him out to be.
Okay.
He did not hire nobody to kill Carol Baskin. He did say it. I said it. Every animal zoo, roadside zoo out there has said it about Carol Baskin. She's just that compelling. She just strives to take you out and she just makes your life miserable. So everybody says it. But he didn't pay Alan Glover $3,000 to go kill her in Florida. He is innocent of that part. Now, he did sell baby tigers. He did, and that's illegal. And but in the animal world, if they have baby tigers or baby bears, they're not going to give it to you. You're going to have to buy a bottle of water for $10,000 or an ink pen for $10,000 and give you a baby tiger. But it happens every day, and they just got to know that.
Yeah. Well, on the flip side, Carol Baskin, guilty or innocent of her.
That's a whole other story right there. Yeah. She's walking around free, and she's missing a husband.
Yeah. What's your opinion on that?
Yeah. Well, the will says it all. In case of his disappearance gets the money, that says it all right there.
That was weird. That should have sent red flags off to every agency.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
She had kinfolk that was in the sheriff's department, and that's how she got away with what she got away with.
That kind of stuff happens all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially in smaller towns where it's not what you know. It's
who you know. Yeah.
When was the last time you spoke with Joe?
During the pardon, I spoke to him on the telephone in the attorney's office, but I won't personally call him and talk to him on the phone because he hasn't learned. He doesn't know how to shut his mouth and not say things on the telephone because it's all can be used against him in the court of law. Right. It's all recorded, so I won't talk to him personally on the phone without an attorney present.
He speaks his mind, that's for sure.
He does. He definitely does.
What's the latest on his situation? Where is he at as far as?
Well, he's got some new attorneys that are going to help him get this petition filed for an appeal. I always thought everybody got an appeal, but you don't. It has to be awarded to you, so you have to jump through hoops to get it awarded to you. Mm-hmm. So that's the process that's going on right now. So looks like we're going to go back to court.
Interesting. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, Joe got out tomorrow and he opened up a zoo and he called you and said, "Hey, bud, I need you." Would you go?
I don't know. I'm affiliated. I'm still affiliated. I'm still working with big cats and stuff, and I'm just affiliated with other people right now. So I actually babysit some animals in Oklahoma, and I also babysit. I go and visit zoos here in Texas all the time.
So you're still involved with the exotics, and
I am.
That's your life still.
Every day.
I'm still just fascinated, and there's a part of me I would love more Joe Exotic. I would love to see a follow-up documentary about what's going on and what's next for him and his world. I think the whole country would just eat it up. Yeah,
well, be careful what you wish for.
All right, well, let's move on to one of the other reasons we're talking. You've gotten hooked up with the good folks over with John Schneider and his event, Beaus Extravaganza.
I have.
I was there last year, helped promote. I believe this is the third year? Third year, okay. And so you'll be there on site. What exactly are you going to be doing there at the event?
I'm going to be there. I'm going to be signing autographs. I'll have a little bit of merchandise and doing selfies and stuff like that. And I'm going out on tour. It's called Uncaged Tiger King, and the tour's starting to book now. So it's one of them things that I'm kind of excited about. We get to get on the stage and we get to tell our story, Mm-hmm. But anyways, Beaus Extravaganza, there is all kinds of stuff going on there. It's a car show. There's going to be some stunts, car stunts, food, music, big parties. What it's going to be.
It's a hoot, man. It's a lot of fun.
A lot of entertainment. A lot of fun entertainment, yeah.
Good people. There's explosions, car jumps, car shows, trucks, great music, and really good folks.
Yeah. Yeah, so. I did the Hazard Fest last year, and that's where I got to hook up with John Schneider, and I had a blast there. It was a lot of fun.
Well, I'm looking forward to meeting you. I'll be there, and we'll have to visit, and maybe we can have us another little chat for my listeners.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, well, thank you so much for your time today, John. You have a great day.
All right, man, and remember, come see us.
I'll be there.
I've got